you must be familiar with greatest managers like Mauricio Pochettino, Diego Simeone, Pep Guardiola, and Jorge Sampaoli, with different playing methods carrying different levels of tactical risk. However, they all agree on one thing: Marcelo Bielsa is the most influential and divine figure with the greatest football mind in history. The mad one is respected by the entire football world. But there's one problem: he just can't win. Although he never made it as a player, or that he has hardly ever actually won anything as a manager. How did he successfully become part of Leeds' folklore and seal their return to the Premier League? Leeds United returned to the Premier League finally after 16 years. And here we present you how Leeds United gained their promotion back to the Premier League under Marcelo Bielsa. Welcome to 18-Yard Soccer. Back to the mid-1960s. Leeds United were a power in football built by their manager, Don Rivento, one of the strongest clubs in England and Europe. A team of internationals, led by their fiery captain Billy Bremer, won the Football League Championship in 1969. And the FA Cup in '72. Leeds won the league again 2 years later, and their supporters always believe they only lost '75 Europe Cup final to German champions Bayern Munich due to highly controversial refereeing decisions. Leeds declined in the 1980s but recovered again to win the final Football League Championship in 1992, just before the Premier League was formed. As recently as 2001, a young, exciting Leeds team under David O'Leary was competing with Manchester United in the Premier League and reached the semi-finals of the Champions League, losing 3-0 on aggregate to Valencia. Yet within 2 years, the modern, rebuilt Leeds United suffered a profound collapse, from which the club has still not recovered. The chairman, Peter Ridsdale, admitted the club had borrowed heavily from star players, and famously said of the dry success, Leeds had to sell the star players, including Rio Ferdinand, to Manchester United. But they were still relegated in 2004 with debts of more than 100 million. A group of local businessmen took over, settled much of the debts, sold more players, and even the Ellen Road Stadium and training ground to a landlord, but could not keep the club steady financially. In January 2005, they announced a takeover by Ken Bates, who 2 years earlier had sold Chelsea to the Russian Roman Abramovich and retired to the tax haven of Monaco. But on his return to football, Bates too could not make the finance at Leeds work. Wages paid to players had increased throughout the 2000s. But the huge cap in income with the multi-million of pounds paid for television rights in the Premier League means that clubs in the Championship struggle to balance the books. Leeds were relegated to League One, the old third division, in 2007, for the first time in their history. And Bates cut Leeds' debts by putting the club into administration. They stayed in League One for 3 seasons before winning promotion in 2010 and the following years. Bates announced that he had bought the club from the unidentified investors. He then sold Leeds in 2012 to based in Bahrain Gulf Finance House, and they in turn sold in 2014 to Italian-American businessman, Massimo Cellion. He had been convicted of tax fraud in Italy, making him unfit to be the owner or director of Football League club. But he returned after a year when his criminal conviction was considered spent in English law. At the close of the 2016-17 season, Leeds narrowly missed out on the playoffs. Leeds had been in the playoff positions for the majority of the season before a poor run of form in the final games saw them drop into 7th place. This was compounded by being knocked out in the 4th round of the FA Cup by non-league side Sutton United 1-0, who, at the time, were 84th places and 4 divisions below Leeds United. And in June 2018, Marcelo Bielsa finally joined Leeds United, which surprised football. Bielsa is a meticulous, obsessive and enigmatic manager who carries a mythology with him. He is one of football's most intriguing personalities, and he has just arrived in the English League. Despite only winning a gold medal with Argentina at the 2004 Olympics and several championships in Argentina, Bielsa is seen as one of the greatest football minds in history. Leeds won their opening game of the new 2018-19 championship season, beating Stoke City 3-1 at Elland Road. In his second game as manager, Bielsa's side beat Derby County 4-1 at Pride Park Stadium. Bielsa also won his third game in charge, 2-1 against Bolton in the EFL Cup, making him the first Leeds manager to win his opening 3 games since Jimmy Armfield in October 1974. This run extended to 4 games following their 2-0 victory over Rotherham United, making him the first Leeds United manager ever to record 4 consecutive wins at the start of their tenure as head coach. Leeds' winning run was threatened after a 2-2 draw with Swansea City. After leading Leeds United through the first 6 championship rounds unbeaten and to the top of the league, Bielsa was awarded Championship Manager of the Month for August 2018 by the EFL. It looked like Bielsa would make an instant impact and get Leeds promoted in their first season. But a bad run of form towards the end of the season meant Leeds finished third. Leeds went on to lose against Derby in the playoff semi-final. But Bielsa's arrival had revived Leeds United, from an average championship team, to a team that looked like a Premier League side. Leeds looked re-energized and blew away every team in the league with their fast, intricate passing football. Marcelo Bielsa's tactical approach, scouting, match preparation and player development are unparalleled. His strategy on the field and his way of managing individuals has been called revolutionary. It was only a matter of time before Leeds would finally reach the promised land of the Premier League. Today, Leeds is a club with a proud tradition, having appointed English football's club's most influential managers. Don Revie, the man who established Leeds as one of English football powerhouse in the 1960s and early 1970s, and Leeds' current manager Marcelo Bielsa, is equally influential, perhaps even more so globally. Bielsa is also the man who ended Leeds' spell in purgatory outside the English Premier League, guiding the club back to the top flight after a 16-year hiatus. Marcelo Bielsa will now have a new set of objectives for the 2020-21 Premier League season. When he arrived, his main objective was to achieve promotion. Now it's to win the Premier League and qualify for the Champions League. That's it for our today's episode. Thanks for watching. Let us know any Leeds fact you feel we ought to include in the comments section below. Give us a like if you enjoyed the video. And go ahead and subscribe to 18 Yard Soccer. Stay safe and take care.